you, Brutus? Yeah, MAGA Mike Johnson, you just got stabbed in the back by Elon Musk, who you thought was your friend. My friend Elon Musk. Elon Musk isn't returning your phone calls anymore. Elon Musk says that he's going to run primary challenges against any MAGA Republican Congress member who votes for the disastrous budget bill. MAGA Mike Johnson, you said that Elon Musk had the genius algorithms and the AI, and it figured out ways to make this bill so big and beautiful. What happened? He hates the bill, MAGA Mike Johnson.
What made Elon Musk and Donald Trump, once allies, turn into bitter rivals? And why is Musk hinting at a dark secret involving Trump and Jeffrey Epstein? The truth behind their epic feud is stranger than fiction. Stick around to uncover it all. Before we move on, I will like you to subscribe to the channel and like the video. They were the billionaire version of the odd couple. Trump excelling at loud, unpredictable rants. Musk serving up tech genius mystique. It was almost charming in a strange sort of way.
Time to drop the really big bomb. President Trump, at real Donald Trump, is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. Elon Musk now taking to X to share even more thoughts, and I wanted to share the very latest as this continues. Earlier on in the Oval Office, President Trump foreshadowing perhaps these comments getting personal.
Musk, with his spaceship dreams and electric cars, found some common ground with Trump, the self-proclaimed deal maker and disruptor-in-chief. During Trump's presidency, their relationship seemed to thrive. Why? Simple. Musk was cashing in on Trump's business-friendly policies. You know, giant tax breaks for corporations, looser regulations, and a government willing to throw contracts at SpaceX and Tesla. It wasn't a friendship built on shared hobbies or a love of late-night phone calls. This was transactional, and it worked for a while. But every bromance has its limits, and this one hit its expiration date as their priorities started to clash. Trump was all in on expanding his MAGA empire, while Musk began stepping up his criticism of bloated government spending that included, you guessed it, Republican bills Trump had enthusiastically backed. The big breaking point? A massive spending bill Musk publicly torched as a disgusting abomination. He literally threw those words out there for everyone to hear, probably while sighing theatrically. Trump, on the other hand, stayed loyal to the bill, defending it like someone trying to justify buying a 100-piece ceramic rooster collection. It wasn't subtle. Divisions in their worldviews were showing. For Musk, that bill reeked of waste and political hypocrisy. For Trump, it was business as usual, complete with the art of the deal chest pounding.
After days of simmering tension, today was an all-out brawl on social media. At first, they came to blows over the so-called Big Beautiful Bill. Musk called the budget bill an abomination that would add $2.5 trillion to the national debt and told his followers to kill the bill, the Trump-backed budget that gutted incentives for electric vehicles. Bad news for Musk's company, Tesla, the very same car Trump paraded on the White House lawn this spring.
And that's when the gloves came off. In billionaire land, one doesn't just roll over and high-five another billionaire for public criticism. Trump, whose ego could probably fill a football stadium, wasn't thrilled about Musk's loud rebellion. He reportedly began harping on Musk's cozy relationship with the federal government. One source even hinted that Trump suggested tweaking government deals Tesla and SpaceX benefited from. Classic move from the Trump playbook. It's not rocket science, pun not intended, but calling out Musk's empire made it clear Trump wasn't going to treat his old ally with kid gloves anymore. Musk didn't sit back in a zen-like trance, sipping a latte and meditating over these threats. Oh no, he came swinging right back with words that cut deeper than a Cybertruck window breaking on stage. Musk accused Trump of being ungrateful for everything he'd brought to the table during 4 eventful years of SpaceX launches and Tesla dominance. Then, Musk added a little mystery to keep the world watching, hinting at what he called hidden truths about Trump, including some history that might raise a few eyebrows or 2 or 1,000,000. Now, taking a step back, it's not shocking that this alliance turned sour. History has this annoying habit of reminding us that billionaires get along only so long as their goals align.
On Monday, he made this 180. What do you think changed? Why do you think he's coming out against this now? And have you spoken to the president and Elon since the infamous tweet?
I think he understands, and he's acknowledged to me before, that this is so serious that we can't fool around with it. I mean, the debt cliff is approaching very quickly, right? Well, I'll tell you, I called Elon last night and he didn't answer, but I hope to talk to him today. I mean, it's not, it's very friendly, and we've laughed about our differences on policy before. I'm not upset about this.
The second ambition, ego, or even a petty disagreement steps into the room, alliances crumble faster than Trump's Twitter bans. Sure, Musk and Trump may have shared the same sandbox at one point, but let's be real, neither of these guys were writing poems about each other's brilliance. They were looking out for themselves, as always. The bromance, as it turns out, wasn't a bromance at all. It was more of a calculated game of chess being played on a board that's equal parts corporate interest and political maneuvering. They smiled for the cameras, tweeted their praises when it served a purpose, and now they're throwing verbal punches that could break the internet. But if you thought it was just business disagreements and vague insults, Musk had to toss in something that made it deeply, deeply personal, and that's when this feud took a turn no one saw coming. What could possibly make an already fiery feud between Donald Trump and Elon Musk boil over into absolute chaos? Well, Musk decided to toss a proverbial hand grenade into the situation by suggesting that Trump's name might just be lurking in the infamous sealed Epstein files. That's right, one of the richest men in the world pointed a very public finger at a former president, tying him to a scandal that drags up some of the darkest allegations in modern history. Musk wasn't subtle about it either, making the claim on X, formerly known as Twitter, where it spread faster than bad Wi-Fi in a hotel. In a matter of hours, the post racked up millions of views, and the internet was buzzing with theories and just about every imaginable reaction. If this spat started as a rift over money and politics, it's now completely personal. Now, when pressed about Musk's accusations, Trump's response was, well, classic Trump, vague and not exactly the denial people hoped for. When asked if he'd declassify the Epstein files, because of course he could have as president, Trump mumbled about phony stuff that could harm people's lives. Phony stuff? Harm people's lives? For a guy who prides himself on telling it like it is, he couldn't have been more unclear if he tried. Instead of putting the rumors to rest, Trump managed to pour more gas on the fire. His evasiveness left even some of his staunch supporters scratching their heads, wondering what could possibly be in the files that he's so hesitant to release. And then there's the not so small problem of Trump's past connections to Epstein. Musk wasn't pulling accusations out of thin air here. Public records and flight logs show Trump flew on Epstein's private jet, often referred to as the Lolita Express, at least 7 times. Pause for a moment and think about that. 7, not a one-time mistake or a wrong place, wrong time sort of scenario.
I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here. Better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden he had a problem. You saw a man who was very happy when he stood behind the Oval desk, and even with the black eye, I said, "Do you want a little makeup? We'll get you a little makeup." But he said, "No, I don't think so," which is interesting. I think I would have won. Susie would say I would have won Pennsylvania easily anyway. They leave, and they wake up in the morning, and the glamour's gone. The whole world is different. And they become hostile.
7 times. And it's not just the flights. Journalists have reported that Epstein loved to tell anyone who would listen that his plane was the setting for Trump's first night with Melania. Musk didn't need to connect those dots. The internet did it for him in record time. What about all those photos and videos of Trump and Epstein together at high-profile parties? Yep, those exist too. There's footage of them laughing, chatting, and generally looking like buddies at a Mar-a-Lago party. Epstein himself described Trump as his closest friend for over a decade. That's a little difficult to square with Trump's more recent lines about barely knowing the guy. It's like being caught on camera eating a pie and still claiming you've never heard of desserts. The clips don't lie, and they fueled calls for Trump to stop pretending he was just one of the many people Epstein happened to run into at a charity gala or two. But why does this even matter? Why are these sealed files, referenced multiple times over the years, such a big deal? For starters, Epstein wasn't just any disgraced criminal. His network of connections included some of the most powerful people in politics, business, and entertainment. Those files have the potential to expose deep ties and possibly unmask misconduct at the highest levels. For Trump, who spent his entire public life railing against elitists and the swamp, having his name wrapped up in one of the swampiest scandals imaginable would would be an ironic gut punch. Musk, unsurprisingly, hasn't let it go. He's been pressing for the files to be released, asking, with that perfect Musk mix of sarcasm and insistence, why the public still can't see what's inside. And as he ramps up the pressure, Trump's allies seem to be getting uncomfortable. The connection to Epstein is the kind of thing that even Trump's most loyal backers have trouble defending convincingly. Enthusiastic chants of drain the swamp tend to fall flat when your name might be caught swimming in the murkiest part of it. And the public, they aren't loving the silence. Demands for transparency are growing louder, with Musk's accusations acting like a megaphone. A growing crowd wants to know if Trump has anything to hide, and Trump's dismissive attitude, calling the whole thing boring, isn't shutting them up. It might work for his base, but for anyone else, his attempt to wave it off as a snooze fest is raising more questions than it answers. So now, on top of facing a feud with one of the most influential figures in tech, Trump's past is being dragged back into the spotlight. And let's be clear, it's not looking good. But let's not forget, this fight isn't just about secrets. As Musk ramps up his attacks, it's clear his game plan is about power, and this feud is far from over. As if SpaceX and Tesla weren't keeping him busy enough, Elon Musk decided he wasn't just going to shake up tech, he was going to shake up politics too.
So MAGA Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, he thought he was close to the end zone. He thought he was going to deliver the touchdown for Donald Trump, a disastrous budget bill, which I refer to as the murder bill. Steal food from the mouths of low-income people, get rid of supplemental nutrition assistance programs, buy food stamps, make more people unhoused. You see, for Elon Musk, the problem is because of the increase in the deficit, Elon Musk, I think, actually wants more cruelty in this budget bill.
With no warning except maybe a few cryptic tweets, Musk announced the formation of something he called the America Party. That's right, the guy who's been trolling politicians on a daily basis decided to give them some real competition. Musk's pitch? He promised to give people back their freedom and declared that the current political system wasn't a democracy, but a one-party system propped up by waste and corruption. Subtlety? Never heard of it. Naturally, this wasn't going to fly with Donald Trump, who's been trying to keep a tight grip on the Republican Party and doesn't take kindly to anyone challenging his spotlight or his supporters. Trump, unsurprisingly, didn't hold back. He dismissed the whole idea of the America Party as ridiculous and a train wreck, claiming Musk had no idea what he was doing. But the announcement wasn't just about Musk launching some complicated crusade against the government. This was aimed directly at Trump himself. Musk made it clear he wasn't just fed up with political dysfunction in general. He was annoyed at Trump's part in it too.
He said the most beautiful things about me. And he hasn't said bad about me personally, but I'm sure that'll be next. But I'm very disappointed in.
The tech billionaire poured more than $250 billion into Trump's campaign, but now claiming President Trump would have lost the election without his help.
Case in point, the spending bill. Musk called it a disgusting abomination and vowed to unseat every Republican lawmaker who'd supported it. Trump, who signed that bill with zero hesitation, was basically a walking target for Musk's new political ambitions. It's no wonder this pushed their feud to a whole new level. The America Party itself is Musk's attempt to tap into something a lot of people have been talking about but rarely acting on: disillusionment with the two-party system. Musk claims he's doing this for all the independent-minded voters who feel like their options are basically pick this mess or that mess. But let's be real here, starting a third party in America is about as easy as winning a game of Monopoly without losing your soul. Historically, third parties don't exactly set the political world on fire. Sure, they make a lot of noise, siphon off some voters here and there, but actually breaking the Republican-Democrat dominance, that's not just difficult, it's borderline impossible. Yet, if there's one person with the money and media presence to take a swing at it, it's Elon Musk. Regardless of whether the America Party succeeds, it's already caused ripples. Republicans are worried Musk could split their voting base, offering disillusioned moderate conservatives an escape route. Meanwhile, Democrats probably won't give him much support, but aren't above cheering him on from the sidelines, particularly as his new venture puts constant pressure on Trump. One way or another, Musk's sudden entry into the political arena has shaken things up.
MAGA Mike Johnson also says that he speaks to Donald Trump multiple times a day. He used to speak to Elon Musk multiple times a day, and he goes, Donald Trump is not delighted.
I talk to President Trump, all the time, multiple times a day. Obviously, we've talked about this. As you know, he's not he's not delighted that Elon did a 180 on that.
He's not. Donald Trump's been like hiding since last Friday, where he went to the U.S. Steel factory in Pittsburgh and lied to the steel workers that Nippon Steel was not acquiring them when they clearly were.
For Trump, things just got a lot more complicated, and when egos as big as these collide, there's no telling how far the fallout will go. The Musk-Trump feud is like a reality show, but with stakes that go beyond ratings. It's a reminder that in politics, alliances built on convenience crack the moment egos collide. Musk calling Trump out on Epstein's sealed files has revived a scandal many hope to leave buried. Polls now show most Americans want those files open, making Trump's silence louder than ever. At the same time, Musk's America Party isn't just about ideology, it's about tearing down Trump's control over the right. Will this power struggle reveal hidden truths, or just be another billionaire ego war? Stay tuned, it's getting messy.